Hi there, I'm just going to take you through some simple lymphatic drainage, the Castley-Smith method for draining the neck and anywhere on the face. So we're going to start off by doing some deep breaths. So you do 4 or 5 gentle abdominal diaphragmatic breaths, feeling your tummy rising out into your hands as you breathe in and then softening as you breathe out. Let your hands come down to rest at your side. And then you can do some neck movements. So taking your head from one side to the other a few times. Then looking over one shoulder, centre, and the other shoulder. And then some circle rolls. The lymphatic chains in the neck sit down the sides of the neck. So by doing some neck and shoulder movements, we're just helping with that flow of fluid. So in this video, we're going to clear to both armpits. So you're going to start off by coming in underneath one armpit with your finger, and then you're squeezing up to the armpit. If it's not comfortable to hold your arm up, you can just have it down at your side as you're scooping up with a reasonable amount of pressure here, about 5 times. And then we'll drain one side first and then come to the second side. So you're then moving the fluid here into the armpit. It's a very gentle and quite slow movement here. So you're not pressing hard. And obviously you want to be skin to skin contact. Sliding over 4 or 5 times. Once you've done that, you can come back into the armpit and do a few more scoops. So if you've heard my traffic light system, you're just keeping the light green by coming back to the armpit. Then moving the fluid down. So you can think about car number 1 being parked here, and a queue of cars until you get to your swelling. You can't move the swelling here, you can't move the parked car here in the queue until you've cleared the space to get through the traffic lights. Scooping up under the armpit. Then come across the collarbones. So you've got lots of lymph nodes just here on the top of your collarbones. So you can smooth along the collarbones. And then come back down to the armpit again and scoop again. Repeating a few times along the collarbones, down and scoop. Then taking the neck in section, starting towards the back side of your neck, coming down, giving the skin a little stretch here, pulling down. I'm just on my sort of top bits of my fingertips here around the palm of my hand. Again, quite a gentle pressure, coming back and down. Go back and down, back and down. Collarbones, chest, and scooping with that little bit more pressure into the armpit. You can then come up the neck a little bit further, going back and down, back and down, over the same area 3 to 5 times, and then move down 3 to 5 times. Coming along the collarbones, down the chest and under the armpit. And then you get to the area where you feel the actual swelling. By this point you've cleared this channel all the way down from the back of your ear, all the way down under here. So now you can come up to the lymph nodes here a few times. And then repeat all of this, slightly back and down, slightly back and down, slightly back and down, slide down a little bit, slightly back and down, slightly back and down, slightly back and down. Keep on going, and that. So you're repeating 3 to 5 times in each place. So now if you imagine this is where your back of the queue car and your traffic jam was parked up, it has now been able to move all the way down because you cleared all the cars out of the way through the traffic light to start with. So then you would come to the second side. So you're repeating all of that sequence that we just did. And then you can come along the eyes. So just using your fingertips gently here. Depending on the sort of space here, you might want to come from midline. So sorry, from here and then down. Here and then down. or if you feel that there's not much space between your nose and your eyes, you might be just doing one sweep and then down. So you do your 5 sweeps over, and then you continue all of this sliding back and down, along the collarbones, down and under the armpit again. And then for above the eye, you can either have your fingers here. If you feel the swelling sitting quite close up here, you might want to be doing this, or you might want to just be taking 2 fingers lightly along the eyebrow. So you're coming along and down into this space that you've cleared. So it's the same principles. Along, down, into the space that you've cleared, down, 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 along the collarbones, down under the armpit, and into the armpit to finish. And then once you've done all of that, so you've done one side of the chest, one side of the neck, other side of the chest, other side of the neck, face, face. You could do the face at the same time as doing that whole side, that's fine as well. Then you're just going to finish by doing a few movements, so do a few more shoulder rolls, a few more head turns, and then a few deep breaths to finish. Hope that's helpful. Thank you very much.